Hey guys, welcome back. We have another product showdown. This series is highly requested, especially since I mainly tackle skincare on this topic. So if you want to see the two products that we'll be facing off today, go ahead and keep watching. In today's product showdown, we are talking face mask, and two in particular. I'm really Let me just first off and say that I really haven't honestly chosen a winner for this product showdown, but there is one that I will consistently buy, and then there's one that I won't buy unless it's needed. Just to clarify that right off the bat. We're going to be discussing the Origins Clear Improvement Active Charcoal Mask as well as the Glamglow Supermud. These are both considered like active charcoal mask for clearing like skin, like declogging pores and stuff like that. We're going to go over the ingredients of both of them and then I will give my final thoughts. Let's go ahead and jump in. So I'm going to start off with the Glamglow mask. This is by Glamglow. It's the Supermud Clearing Treatment, which is their most popular mask that they have. Now, I was really scared to initially try this. I do have, like, I don't know, I have sensitive skin. I don't want to say I have extreme sensitive skin, but I kind of think I do have extreme sensitive skin because there's stuff that irritates me that doesn't irritate like other people who I talk to about skincare. So going into this mask, I was really nervous just because like a lot of people who did use the Oranges mask said that they never felt like sting, like it never stung them. It was never like irritating or uncomfortable to them, and I felt slight like tingling, stinging, or yeah, stinging. When I talked to my friends about it, they said, "Oh, well, you'll definitely feel it with this because I feel it with this, and I don't feel it with the Origin." So yeah, going into this, I was a bit scared about it, but looking at the ingredients list and how many different acids, I mean, we're talking about glycolic acid, lactic acid, pyruvic acid, and salicylic, I'm butchering this, salicylic acid, as well as iron oxides, peppermint oil. Keep in mind that they do say you should not be using this mask while pregnant, which in my case I don't have to worry about that. I don't know too much about it. I know just the gist of what these ingredients are. So yeah, the Glamglow is definitely not on the natural side. There are a lot of acids, there's a lot of really good ingredients in here to get those fast results because you get fast results with this mask, and that's what I appreciate about this mask. So like I said, I do have sensitive skin, so when I do put this on for the first 5 minutes, it depends because it's like, I don't want to say it's like every other time that I use it, but it's like it's not every time that I use this mask do I get uncomfortable, but there are instances where when I put it on, it starts, to sting a little bit and I get uncomfortable. It can get uncomfortable is what I should probably say. And, at first I was like, is it worth it? Like, should I put myself through that? Like, should I just stick to the Origins because I don't get uncomfortable, but yet I still feel like it's working, which I think that goes back to how I prefer my skincare. Like, I like when I feel when something's working, so I know this is working, and I see the results, and it's just, I don't know, I was so torn. I bought it once, and I was using it, and I ran out, and I contemplated about buying another one, and I was like, let me just buy another one, um, and we'll see. And the results remain consistent. I really liked the way my skin was coming out while using this. Now, this bottle recommends 1 to 3 times per week. I only mask Sundays and Wednesdays. Sunday to start off the week fresh with a fresh face. Wednesday to get, it's midweek. Let's finish off the rest of the week with good skin. So I only mask on Sunday and Wednesdays. I do have a full, complete PM routine coming to you very soon. That video is actually in the works. Um, but yeah, it says to leave it on for 5 to 20 minutes. I typically leave it on for 20 minutes. So and I think when I put it on, it stings for a good 10 minutes, and I'm very uncomfortable. 2 minutes in, lasting no longer than like 5 minutes. So I would say around like the 7 minute mark, I'm over the uncomfortableness. It still stings. Um, but by the time like 7 or 8 minutes comes around, I'm totally fine. Like it doesn't affect me anymore. Um, and I think what else bothered me about this? I did notice like, well, I don't really know. Um, I noticed that my skin did become very oily under like my under eyes after I started using this mask. But also I don't know if that could be because of my glasses. I do wear glasses, as many people know, and I can't see far, so it's zoomed in. So I don't know if maybe like the sun, causes the under eyes to be oily because it like the frame is magnetized, like it's magnetized because I can't see far. Which I Googled. I know you shouldn't Google this stuff, but I do. I Googled it and it said that, glasses can cause that, especially if you can't see far, because it's like putting a magnifying glass to your face, but not as strong, like not a strong magnification. So I think it was either the mask or my glasses. I'm pretty sure I'm leaning towards the glasses. But granted, when I do, on the days that like my skin gets, or when I get uncomfortable when putting the mask on, when I take it off, my skin will remain red. And I don't want to say irritated because it doesn't hurt when I touch it, and it doesn't like, it's just red. And I feel like it's more raw, but it doesn't hurt to touch it. And I feel like it's just a lot smoother and soft, but it is red. Like it looks irritated, but it's really not. It's weird how my skin reacts to it afterwards. Um, but I honestly can't give it up because I really love the results, and I'm like, it's worth it. But then it's like, is it worth it though? So I don't know. We'll see. And I'll get into later what I came to the conclusion with. I've been working and researching this since I want to say April. I've had a long time to test out both of these products, give them each separate shots, and then combine them, uh, like mix them in my routine. And I found what works for me, and I will get into that later on in the video on my conclusion. In the container, you get 1 point, what does it say? You get 1.7 ounces, 50 grams of product. This mask runs $69.99 for this size. Now they do have a larger size. I think it's a 3.4. Let me look that up real quick. Yeah, they have a 3.5 size now, which runs about $99. It doesn't come in that. I don't know why it shows it like that. It comes in the same form, like the same pot, but obviously just like a larger pot. They do also have the minis, which is like this size, which is 0.5 ounces, so half an ounce. And this one is $24. I was buying these for a while just because I was traveling, and I use these so fast. I think I can use these a total of 2 times maybe, but it's like $24, so it like adds up quickly, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go back to the size. This one is like my brand new pot, so there's still some in there. So yeah, we'll get more into depth about results and how I've incorporate it into my routine after we go over the Origins mask. So without further ado, we have the Origins Clear Improvement Active Charcoal Mask to clear pores. This was my tried and true. When I first started masking, this was the first mask that I picked up. I really loved it. This one is not that new, but it's not like that old either. Like clearly you can see I have a lot of product in here. So yeah, this is by Origins. Looking at the Origins breakdown of their ingredients, I do appreciate this mask a lot more just because it is more on the more natural side. It does have some glycerin. It has some acids in it. Yeah, it's more subdued. Yeah, so I started out with masking with this one, and then I tried a few other masks, but I just felt like with my needs and my pores, I needed the active charcoal to extract everything that was in my pores. Um, and I instantly fell in love with this one. The price isn't that bad either. Like, I think this is the 3.4 fluid ounces, and this one's $27. They have another size. Let me see what size that one is. So yeah, they have one for 1.7 ounces, which is $17. It comes in a tube like this. It's just smaller. And then they also have the 0.34 ounces, which is $4. Now, I think it's just one pot that you get. It comes like in a little pot like that. And I believe it's one pot. I'm not too sure. And then, of course, you have the 3.4 for $27, which is this one right here. This is the new packaging. I haven't picked up one since the new packaging, so yeah. Like I said, it's new, but it's not that new. Um, so yeah, I mean, when I first started getting into mask, I was like, okay, an active charcoal mask for, and I think for a while, I think I even said it in like a favorites post on my blog or in a video that I said, you know, I was preferring using the smaller one because I just couldn't commit to getting the bigger one. Just because I was fairly new to masking and I wanted to try all options. So I didn't want to commit to a big one and stick with this one for a while if I didn't like it. So I did, obviously I ended up committing to bigger size bottles. Now this one does sting. I usually leave this on for the same amount of time, anywhere from 15 to like 20 minutes. Now, it does sting me just a little bit. Um, I've never gotten to the point where I was uncomfortable like the Glamglow. This one I can tolerate a little bit better than the Glamglow. I really like this mask. So yeah, I think this one is still one of my favorites. I mean, they're both my favorites. Like I said, this was really hard for me to choose between these two just because I do get similar results. But you know that there's a part of me that's like, okay, I love the quick results, and then there's another part of me that's like, I love, you know, I don't really need those quick results. I like to show that my skin isn't flawless. Like I do break out still. I still get pimples. Um, Brings me to my conclusion on these masks. I can't decide between whether I would continue with this one or continue with Glamglow. I honestly do. I honestly feel like I will continue with this one. When I first went to Sephora and was contemplating between the both, I did ask their esthetician there at the store that I shop at. She said that they're pretty much very similar. It's just you get more added ingredients with the Glamglow, and those added ingredients are going to give you those faster results. Which, testing both of them out, it's exactly right. I do get similar results from these masks, except this one I will see within a week of using it 2 times a week. Maybe 2 weeks at the most, but I do see results quickly with this one. Whereas this one, it does take its time. But I'm pretty sure it has to do with all the added ingredients, all the extra acids, the oils, the extracts that this one has compared to the Origins. This mask, I will see the same results, but it'll take me a good 3 to 4 weeks in order for me to see the results, which is standard for skincare. Like, let me just throw that out there. It is standard for you to see your results in 3 to 4 weeks with anything, with a new cleanser, with a new exfoliator, even with chemical exfoliators like the Good Genes, the Murad. I'm just kind of looking at my shelf right over there to see my skincare. Um, you are going to see things typically in 3 to 4 weeks, but I do admit with Glamglow, you will see that in half the time. So maybe like a week and a half, maybe like 3 treatments, you'll generally see your results within after 3 treatments of this. I will say that this one does dry out my face a lot faster and a lot easier compared to the Origins. My skin does get dry with this, but not as harsh as this one. Like this one, I make sure I have to moisturize with this one after using it, which usually I use a sheet mask for moisture after I use this one, just to kind of like I said, when my skin's like red and kind of it's kind of irritated afterwards. So I use a sheet mask for moisturizing and cooling purposes for my face, just to kind of be like, okay, calm down, we're good, it's off. So yeah, so how I incorporated these is I do use this one on a regular basis. I will use it, it's a permanent part of my routine. I don't feel the need that I need the fast results. Now, granted, if like New Year's Eve is coming up, I will typically buy this, which I did, in order to prepare for that so my skin isn't giving me problems, as well as any events. I think I stocked up on this right before BeautyCon, I stocked up right before Austin City Limits, and I just use this to make sure that my skin is extra on point for those events, because I'm like, I know I'm going to be getting pictures done. I know that all this is, I just see my skin looking right, and I know with this, I will have it within the 2 week. I usually give myself a month, so I could use this, but I will definitely see the results consistently and throughout the time prepping for these events. So this is why I keep this one on hand. It's just preference on how quickly you want to see your results. I will put up the ingredient list right here so you can see the ingredients side by side compared. Now anything that is in red, which there was only one ingredient, water, that'll show an exact match of the ingredient and the placement in the list. Keep in mind that anything at the top of the list is going to be the most saturated and the most potent of the formula, meaning there's going to be a higher content value for those ingredients. Anything that is in blue is going to be a similar ingredient in the list, meaning that both masks contain that ingredient. And then I put charcoal in pink. I know the charcoal powder in the Origins mask that they talk about is the same powder that you can buy from Origins. So Origins will sell that exact charcoal powder for you to make your own mask at home. That's why I put it in pink, because obviously they are charcoal masks. There's going to be charcoals. And then anything that is in orange is an ingredient that falls very close to each other in the ingredient list, meaning that they're one or two, but mainly everything is like in there. There's an ingredient on the Glamglow one that's repeated twice. I only put one in orange because it kind of fell in the same position as the Origins mask, and then the other one that's before is in blue because it is before where the other one fell. And then, like I said, everything else was either 2 to 3 spots, 1 to 2 spots different, or looking at it, I think I probably did more than 3. But yeah, anything in orange is a similar ingredient around the same position in the ingredient list, meaning it's more or less the same exact amount that they put into each ingredient. Going over it, looking at what the lady said, saying that you do get the same results, and actually seeing that you do get the same results. One's just as quicker than the other one. looking at the ingredient list, they are similar, but at the same time, they are very different. They obviously with Origins, they are adamant that they are all natural, which clearly by the ingredient list they do stick to that. Just they have a few added ingredients, but nothing that would cause me to concern myself with. Ingredient list, they are available on Sephora. That's where I pulled my list, and then I confirmed it basically on the box for the Glamglow mask, as well as on the back of this tube because it is right here. And that concludes volume 2 of our product showdown. This one was a long time coming. This one was highly requested, like beyond belief. It was requested. They're like, compare these two products. What's the tea? What's the drama? And that's all I have to say about those two products. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, please hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you.